How's it going, everyone? It is Skullzi here with the latest and the greatest gaming news. Today is Saturday, it's the third week of November 2020, and this is Gaming Weekly. We're gonna start the day off with a little bit of that Rockstar Games news, which actually has me worried as they have been on a rampage lately, demonetizing anyone who talks about their games or shows any trailers and even certain in-game cutscenes. So hopefully that demonetization demon doesn't hunt me down just for simply talking about Rockstar Games. It's actually happened to me a couple times in the past. Either way though, a supposed enhanced next-gen version of Red Dead Redemption 2 may have just leaked over on Amazon. This next-gen enhancement is called Red Dead Redemption 2 The Outlaws Collection and is supposed to include certain bug fixes and mostly is all about those next-gen technical and visual improvements, including ray tracing, faster loading times, and more. Take this leak with a grain of salt though, as for some reason there is no actual link for these supposed listings, and the exact source of where these screen grabs even came from isn't known about either. Supposedly they were originally discovered by someone on this Reddit, and these pictures were taken on Twitter originally and then uploaded over to Imgur, but who knows. That situation in itself sounds confusing enough. And if you search for these listings yourself, nothing comes up either, and generally if a listing was up and then taken down later on, the link for said listing would usually still be available via a Google search, as it usually takes Google up to like 30 days to remove links like this. Also, the release date listed here says December 21st, 2021. So if this leak is true, then it leaked pretty early on, which is kinda weird. And then this is supposed to be a next-gen enhanced version of Red Dead Redemption 2, except here is a PS4 version? That doesn't make sense either. A lot of stuff is kind of off at first glance here, but either way, take all this with a grain of salt. GTA 5 did get an enhanced edition released for it though, so that might happen for Red Dead Redemption 2 as well, but only time will tell. Next up, a little more of that Rockstar Games news, except this time GTA Online is refusing to die and has yet gotten another update. Rest in peace, GTA 6. This update is called the Cayo Perico Heist and is centered on a new island location. According to the official GTA Online post, the Cayo Perico Heist is the biggest GTA Online adventure ever, introducing an all-new exotic heist location with a brand new approach to heist design that features the ability to play everything solo or with up to 3 players. Plus, you can acquire new vehicles and tactical weapons, experience new social spaces to dance and party in with your friends, and new world-class guest DJs with new radio stations with over 100 new songs. Oh, and a very large, very versatile, and heavily armed submarine headquarters with plenty of other surprises. This DLC will drop on December 15th. And this all does sound kinda hype. If you're a fan of GTA Online, then you should be super excited to hear this, although I could have sworn that they said the casino update was supposed to be the last GTA Online update, but maybe not, I guess. GTA Online is extremely profitable for Rockstar Games though, so I highly doubt they're gonna stop pumping out new content for it anytime soon, and to be honest, despite what some people think over on Twitter, I don't think making new content for GTA Online will prevent Rockstar Games from making GTA 6 in any way, shape, or form, because they know GTA 6 will make them a bunch of money as well, and they could easily just continue GTA Online with GTA 6. Next up, we got a small but interesting Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 rumor, as a credible Nintendo insider, Emily Rogers, seems very confident that Breath of the Wild 2 should be coming to Switch in late 2021. In my opinion though, while she has been correct in the past and is credible because of this, a Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 release date in late 2021 does seem like a most likely scenario and a pretty safe guess, unless Nintendo ends up releasing their own next-gen console some point within the next couple of years, but I don't think that's likely. If they do that though, saving Breath of the Wild 2 as a possible launch title for that console would be a pretty likely situation, as the original Breath of the Wild was originally a launch title for the Switch as well. I still feel like the Switch has a few more years of life though before Nintendo drops their next console. Either way, take this particular situation with a grain of salt. Next up, according to Tech Raptor, the next entry into the Yakuza franchise may have accidentally the stairs over on Twitter, as a Yakuza developer apparently tweeted this teaser for the next game before deleting the tweet shortly after. Apparently they weren't supposed to talk about this game quite yet, or at least most likely. I don't know why else they would delete this tweet otherwise. This game is rumored to be called Yakuza Like an Asura, and the community thinks that the character on the left resembles Masuro Watasi, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, and he is the captain of the Ami Alliance, who appeared in Yakuza 5 and Yakuza Like a Dragon. Masuro also has a tattoo of an Asura king on his back, which would totally explain the game's rumored subtitle Like an Asura. Also, the Yakuza franchise is having its 15th anniversary celebration on December 8th this year via a special livestream event, so that would be the perfect time to announce this next game. Next up, we got the updated Cyberpunk 2077 system requirements, thanks to CD Projekt Yellow, and they are pretty beefy, especially for that ray tracing. I have an RTX 2080 Ti, so I might actually have to play this with ray tracing off if I want to experience this game in 4K. Either way, everyone knew this game would have at least moderate system requirements, so that shouldn't be a surprise to anyone, and ray tracing is still not a perfected technology yet. It still takes a lot of system resources to pull ray tracing off, so in the future ray tracing will probably become more common and will affect performance a lot less. But yeah, these system requirements shouldn't really surprise anyone unless your yellow box announcement PTSD kicked in. The next bit of news is small but Cyberpunk 2077 related as well, so I figured we'd run through it real quick, and that is Twitch is literally shaping the gaming industry by not knowing how to handle this DMCA situation that is literally leading to hundreds of streamers being banned over frivolous things such as the sounds of the wind in games like World of Warcraft. CD Projekt Red is quite aware of all this and has included a special stream safe mode in the options menu of Cyberpunk 2077 that, when enabled, will turn off any music or sound effects that might cause any DMCA issues, and in some cases they might replace these songs with DMCA safe music as well, which is pretty cool as I personally plan on streaming this game for sure, and I'd rather not get demonetized or DMCA'd or attacked by demons or anything like that over music. Hopefully this DMCA overkill situation is resolved soon though, as it is pretty crazy. Getting DMCA struck for playing an obvious famous song is one thing, but people legit are getting DMCA'd for in-game sound effects, like the sound effects of the wind in World of Warcraft like I mentioned earlier. Some sounds used by game developers are actually purchased and licensed for them to use through media companies that own the rights to these sound effects, and now those very same greedy-ass media companies are copyright claiming or DMCAing streamers legit playing games using these sound effects. Well, that isn't inherently Twitch or YouTube's fault, for example. Better measures and preventions need to be taken to protect the streamers and content creators here, and not the billion-dollar licensing companies, as in most cases streamers take extra precautions to avoid playing any obvious music or stuff that might get them in trouble like this. If this doesn't get resolved soon, it could definitely negatively affect the future of streaming and content creation and gaming in a huge negative way, so this is a big deal for sure, but I don't think things are going to get that bad. I am sure a resolution will be found soon and things will more or less go back to how they used to be, minus being able to play whatever music you wanted to play while you streamed on Twitch. That probably is never going to come back. Twitch streamers got lucky for a while there by being able to legit play like any music they wanted to without any repercussions, and it seems like it'll be like YouTube now over there, where you need to actually own the rights or have paid for the licensing fees to have played certain music. There is plenty of DMCA and copyright-free music though that you can use for your YouTube videos or to stream with, so there are solutions and ways around all this. Either way, hopefully something gets solved here soon. I have a feeling something will, one way or another. And those are all the big stories I wanted to cover that happened this week, but I'll go ahead and finish the video out with some shorter but still interesting events that happened. The release date of Far Cry 6 may have accidentally the sidewalk over at the official Microsoft store, as they listed the game's official release date as May 25th, 2021. This might just be a placeholder though, so take this with your hemorrhoid cream or salt or whatever it is you take for speculation. Yesterday, IO Interactive announced that they are working on a 007 James Bond game, which is totally hype, and I totally trust IO Interactive to make a decent 007 game. I grew up on that GoldenEye back on that N64, so 007 will always have a special place on my nostalgic gaming memory shelf. 007 is the project name of this game at the moment, and the game is said to be an original, entire new origin story for James Bond. Super hyped to see what IO does with this game. And here's a weird story. Apparently Cyberpunk 2077's entire game file sort of linked somehow. This rumor is coming from 4chan though, so take it with an entire quarry of salt, but apparently this game file is around 75 gigabytes and is completely unplayable for numerous reasons, including that it would require a day one patch that has substantial files needed for this game to actually run. Plus it's encrypted and a bunch of other stuff. If there is a download link for this anywhere, do not download it. I do not condone piracy or downloading leaked files like this. That is totally shady, totally crappy, do not do this. And even if this leak is true, which it might not be, it's a pretty crazy leak that could have potentially led to the full game game leaking itself. Imagine if Cyberpunk got delayed, only to just have the entire working game leak shortly after. What a crazy bummer that would have been for DVD Projekt Yellow. And I actually hate when that kind of stuff happens because I totally feel for the game developers. And the last bit of news is there is a new Among Us map coming soon, as the developers officially teased this map via this image over on Twitter, so that should be exciting for those of you who like to play modern Space Clue or whatever. That's gonna finish up this week's episode of Gaming Weekly though. As always, let me know what your favorite gaming news of the week was down in the comments below, even if it wasn't featured in this video. And if you enjoy the content, be sure to like the video, subscribe, and turn notifications on. And if you want to help grow the channel and the community, be sure to share this video as well, as sharing a video is one of the best ways to help grow a channel and a community. And this video is brought to you by the following amazing people. If you want to get a video shout out like this, you can support the channel over on Ko-fi, Patreon, or here on YouTube as an exclusive channel member. Links for all this and more are down in the description below. And as always, thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in next time when the entire Starfield game file leaks, but it turns out it's just 120 gigabytes of Todd Howard giving us all the finger.
It just works.